Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers watching movies through a rainbow lens. Hello, Brett.
Hi, Lee. I was going to say something, but I couldn't think of it.
As if.
Yeah, I can be like, whatever. Anyway, I was going to make up something that sounds like slang, but it's not.
We're watching Clueless.
Yeah.
There's a point on that. The director and writer did spend a bunch of time in an LA high school
Yeah.
to learn some of the slang.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering impact on slang or, we'll never know, impact on slang or feature of real slang.
Well, I think it's probably was maybe very niche slang for LA, but then everybody watched this movie and now
Yeah.
it's slang for everyone.
Yeah. And the Valley Girl thing became a accent or way of speaking
Yeah.
as well. But Clueless is 30 years old this month,
Yep. Wow.
just like Paul Rudd may have been when he played a college freshman. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's
don't
hard
know.
to know with Paul Rudd.
He looks the same almost.
He sounds different, but he looks the same.
I thought that too. I'm like, that doesn't sound like Ant-Man.
Yeah, doesn't.
From the wait, I haven't watched Ant-Man yet.
Doesn't sound like
Oh,
the guy in
have I had-
Anchorman.
No, I have watched an Ant-Man. Anyway, that's not important right
The
now.
first Ant-Man was the good Ant-Man.
I feel like I've seen an Ant-Man.
Don't watch Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania because that's the second worst ranked MCU film of all.
Don't I have to watch it?
No.
Wait, what's the worst? Love and Thunder or
The
that
Et-
Eternals
The
one?
Eternals.
Okay,
yeah.
right. Anyway,
Uh,
speaking of Eternals,
I read
this
something
movie
about
lives on.
The Eternals during the week. Kumail Nanjiani, who was in it, was like, well, I'm in a Marvel movie now. Like, I'm set for 10 years.
I'm fine. I'm also an Oscar nominee, so it doesn't really matter.
And it was the first one that bombed
Yeah.
critically and box officely. And he's like, well, guess not.
Yeah.
Let's
My
have a
life
drink.
is made. I'm in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Sorry,
Oh.
we're not doing any more of those ones. We're going to make another version of Spider-Man.
I'm in the first shit Marvel movie
Yeah.
since
Somebody had to be the first.
Daredevil,
Since,
Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
yeah, okay.
Speaking of not a bomb,
Oh, the oranges are back.
and our friend Matt from Pride, just to continue manifesting this, says if we don't get sponsored by Hard Rated Orange after the rave reviews we gave
Look.
it last time,
If the DeConing brothers can do a Father's Day advert for Solo, we can do a hard-rated advert. That's all I'm saying, because
Well,
they weren't good.
oh really?
I
Anyway,
was just like, hey, Dad, I'm your favourite. Here's the Geelong scarf. No, here's the Carlton scarf. I'm like, wow.
and then they all drink
they've-
Solo together.
They've really thought about how they can get this message across and done the bare minimum.
And then what? They just go, I love you both.
No,
Cheers, have
no,
a Solo.
and then scroll. That's what. I didn't finish the rest of the ad.
Okay, we're not scrolling past
Anyway.
a Hard Rated Orange. Cheers.
Yay! Cheers. Oh, very refreshing.
For
on a
those
spring
of our
day.
listeners that don't understand why we make a thing out of drinking alcohol on our podcast, our first podcast is Two Drink Cinema.
it's because we're alcoholics. Any excuse will do.
Our first podcast is Two Drink Cinema.
Yes.
And that was our thing. We've just brought that over unintentionally.
Yeah, and that's
or-
also why all this alcohol for the viewers,
I was thinking, has
Yeah.
it come across unintentionally or habitually to Rainbow Popcorn? Because if it's the latter,
habitually.
we
No,
need to have a talk. Yeah.
our brand is alcoholism.
No.
Our brand is alcohol in movies.
We
There's
can
not
have a
much
drink
alcohol in this one.
while we watch. No, there is a spliff.
There's a whatever slang they used for that kind of party that Christian used, some sort of slang
Beater or something.
of something.
The Scar party or the party where they the
Oh, wait,
first
that
party
was
or the
the
second
Scar
party.
That was
Anyway,
the
let's
second
talk
party.
about the movie Clueless more kind of in a semi-structured way.
Lee, yeah. So you know what I did, Lee?
Yeah.
I watched this movie and was like, wow, we'll get to what my thoughts were. And I realized that this movie was not made for me. I am not the key demographic of people they were intending to watch this movie.
But it seems to be like a camp classic. It seems to present like a movie that the gays would love.
Yeah, but well, maybe some of them do. Please tell me in the comments. I'm sure you do, gays. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
Thank you. We'll be back next week to talk about Fire Island. No, I put into ChatGPT and I asked it to summarize Jane Austen's Emma,
Yep.
which is why we're here today.
Well, I'm going to get to that too.
And correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
So-
except there were other, and then I got confused reading ChatGPT's summary of Emma, so I'm not going to read Emma.
Oh, okay. Well, it was.
But it's very spoiled, entitled girl
So how it came
meddles in
about,
everybody else's life.
right? How it came about was that 20th Century Fox wanted a teen-based sitcom that wasn't based on the nerds.
So not Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah. And
Oh, sorry. Are there a lot of teen
Yeah.
sitcoms based on nerds?
I don't know. I think maybe it was like post the Revenge of the Nerds movie. I don't know. This is just what I read from my research. And
Okay.
so they wanted more of like the popular side of things. And Amy Heckerling, who is a writer and director and was involved in the movie's just gone from my head, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay, makes sense.
She realized that her, I guess, most famous or iconic character was this really, even though he was a stoner, he was like a really positive guy in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and so decided to write a kind of always positive, bubbly personality girl, and remembered that she'd read Emma in college.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so decided to write this. So originally it was the pilot of a TV show.
Okay.
And then a guy by the name of Ken Stovitz, actor and producer, who produced the Jaden Smith Karate Kid movie, but we won't hold that
Wow.
against him. Or
Wow.
maybe we will.
His career
Saw
went
the
downhill.
script and said, I reckon this could be a film. So she made it into a film treatment. Fox didn't get it, didn't want it, thought guys aren't going to go to see this movie, and women only have money when guys give it to them. So let's not put it in cinemas.
So nothing has changed in 30 years.
It got shelved
Well done,
until
Fox. Oh my
Scott
God.
Rudin saw it
Uh-huh.
and championed it, and it ended up in a bidding war, and then Paramount bought it, which they were happy about because Paramount owned Viacom, who owned who did
Sorry,
a lot of
that was
on like MTV and stuff, target
Yeah.
audience of this movie. So that was a good place for it to end up.
I don't know where that what do you call it? Vocal stim lives in my mind
Yeah.
of the Viacom guy.
I think it should have stayed as a sitcom.
It does very much have a sitcom vibe.
It's
But I
almost
also
episodic though.
Well, because it's here's me, I have a friend, and then and then it's my grades are struggling, so I have to set my two teachers up together so they improve my grades.
That's an episode.
That's an episode. Oh, here's Brittany Murphy. I'm going to make her over. That's an episode. Oh, I'm going to set this person up with this person. It's just she manipulates a different person every episode.
Well, and I think that's it felt like that. There was like the episode of I need to improve my grades. The episode of this new girl comes and I need a project. The episode of my stepbrother tells me I'm selfish, so I do something not for myself. The episode of we go to a party and a girl wants me to set, like all of the setting up of Brittany Murphy could be a different girl each episode.
Well, that's what, and then it could be like, oh, I heard you helped set up Ty with Elton.
Yeah.
Can you help set me up with John? I don't know. That's
Yeah.
the name that came to mind.
And
which
the
is kinda sad.
overarching thing would be occasionally she had feelings of being not happy and alone, which suddenly happens, and then 2 minutes later she's making out with Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we talk about some other casting things?
Yeah.
I'm going to say some names, and I want you to say whether or not you think this person would have been good or not good,
Yep.
and whether you would have accepted them in the role.
Okay. Of what? Okay.
Cher first.
Okay, we'll go with Cher.
Kerry Russell,
Yep.
Gwyneth Paltrow,
Well,
pre-Vag Candle. Gwyneth Paltrow.
That's the spin-off. Then Cher grows up and each episode she makes a new candle.
Do you know what?
I think for the time, yes.
Do you know what though?
But didn't she do a movie version of Emma?
She did a movie version of something, potentially Emma.
Like the poster is her in white with a bow and arrow. I
That's
remember
not
the
it.
poster.
I don't know if that's Emma.
No, maybe it's something called, I think it might be called Jane.
The thing is though, Cher would definitely buy Goop products.
Oh, yeah, and force them on other people.
Yeah.
I Googled Gwyneth Paltrow and it came Gwyneth Paltrow movies, Gwyneth Paltrow candle. So I'm just going to...
Gwyneth Paltrow Emma. Google that.
Yeah, I probably should.
This is why we need a researcher.
Emma.
They don't know
It's
what
called
to
Emma.
write into Google.
A young woman from the 19th century England almost misses her own chance at love while fixing the match of her friends and neighbours.
Yep.
And that was in 1996.
Okay.
So she auditioned for, I assume auditioned, or just was considered in whatever version.
Considered.
Maybe it was a sliding doors moment.
Ooh. Last one.
Okay, good.
Angelina Jolie.
No.
Then
I think that if Angelina Jolie makes Clueless, that is a sliding doors moment.
She doesn't marry Brad Pitt.
No, she has a completely different career. Like if she makes Clueless, she
Instead
doesn't
of Tomb
then
Raider.
do like Tomb Raider and Girl Interrupted.
That's true.
That's all I can think of at this moment around that
Brittany
time.
Murphy did Clueless and Girl Interrupted.
Was she in Girl Interrupted? Yeah, but she's weird. Not weird, but she's the different one. She's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Also,
I have an idea of someone for Brittany Murphy, but do you want
Amy
to go
Heckerling
through the
also
list?
met with Reese Witherspoon.
Yep,
But I think if Reese Witherspoon had made Clueless, she wouldn't have made Legally Blonde.
Definitely
which
not.
is a better movie.
Yep,
For the role of Josh,
which we will do at some point. Josh is Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Yep,
Ben Affleck.
yep, correct.
Here's one for you.
Not Matt Damon.
Zach Braff.
Oh,
Zach Braff and Donald Faison could have been in a movie together before Scrubs.
that would have been hilarious.
Even though they have
I've actually never heard them mention that.
they have one scene together. Only at the end at the teacher's wedding.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I think no. I'm not seeing. I see Ben Affleck. I'm not seeing Zach Braff.
2 connections to Sister Act 2, potentially. Because
That girl.
because Lauryn Hill was considered for Dion.
Oh, I don't see it.
Yeah. And Alana Ubach,
Yep.
the Love Boat,
The Love Boat
was
that character.
considered for Ty.
That she is that character.
Yeah.
That then becomes more 90s typecasting than Kathy Najimy in any role that she played.
And also she's from Sister Act 2 and the Brady Bunch movie,
Brady
which
Bunch,
we've
yeah.
reviewed as well. And this one...
Oh, she is in. I just realised Ted, the TV series.
Yep.
She's the mum. I saw a clip and I saw that name and I'm like, I know that name.
Is she?
Yeah. In Ted, the TV series, she's the mum.
I don't know. Anyway.
Scott Grimes from ER
Yeah.
plays the dad, and that's his wife is Alana Ubach or Ubach.
Okay. Speaking of typecasting,
Yep.
also considered for the role of Travis the Stoner Skateboarder, Seth Green.
Yep. I think that would have been good, but
A couple of others
is it
for the role of...
Breckenmeyer?
Yep.
Yeah, weird name.
Very 90s.
Great name.
You
He
look at
was
him and you
very
go,
good.
yeah, he's 90s.
It was very good.
Also for the role of Murray, Donald
Murray's-
Faison's character, Turk's
Okay,
character.
okay. A weigh-in?
No.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle.
Mm.
Would have been too much, I think. And Terrence Howard, who
Yeah, okay.
you may know as the first
From Empire.
black guy that stood next to Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man
Yeah.
before he was replaced.
Okay. I don't know how big these people were at the time. Obviously, like, was Dave Chappelle a huge comic already?
I feel like he would have been a comedian, but not anything in movies. The only one in my research that had been mentioned as having film credits was Reese Witherspoon.
Really?
Well,
Oh.
having like
No,
The
be
others
known.
would have,
Yeah.
but that was the only one of significance. One for Christian,
Christian. Yep.
the gay,
Yep.
Jeremy Renner.
Well, the guy looks like Jeremy Renner,
Yeah.
so I get it.
And would you have accepted as Cher's father, Harvey Keitel?
No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry, Harvey. You're a great actor, but yeah, no.
And another bit of casting, the ska band is a real ska band.
I thought they were.
The Mighty Mighty Boss
I
Tones.
thought it was them.
Yeah.
And
And
I went, it's the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones that had that one song.
I
back
owned
then.
that single.
Yeah,
It's probably still in the cupboard in there.
That single got played a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of alternate casting and our little pop figure friends here.
Oh, yeah.
When we were at one of our Pride of our Footscray Pride Short Film Fest nights.
Yes.
I was talking to someone and they were talking because they're trans and then they watched The Matrix after coming out as trans and they were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I get it. Yeah. I'm like, yep.
Oh, I'm Neo. Fuck.
Yeah. And they said that somebody who was almost Trinity, and I said, no, that's terrible. J-Lo.
Oh.
Yeah, right? And I
Wow.
went, that would have ruined it like Russell Crowe in Les Mis. That would have been terrible. And I said, she would have looked great in a leather cat suit, kind of business,
Yeah.
but that's it. She would have been bad.
Can you imagine if the Matrix trilogy was Will Smith and J-Lo? Because Will Smith turned down the role of Neo.
Do you reckon it would have been a trilogy? Do you reckon they would have just been like, wow, that bombed? Anyway.
Will Smith pre-slap, like not current
Will Smith, late 90s Will Smith,
Yeah.
post Bel Air movie making Will Smith was good.
Would have been really
Anyway.
interesting because Men in Black, Will Smith is action, like he can do it action-y stuff. But I feel like,
But he's not the action person. He's the comic relief guy.
but he's also cool. I don't think Will Smith would have been able to, at that stage, this is pre 7 Pounds Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
I don't think Will Smith would have been able to turn down his cool enough to be Neo.
No.
Can we make a spin-off that's just an alternate casting conversation? Because I've got three other things that popped into my head.
Cool.
But not now.
Because that's all we'll talk about.
Yep.
So look, the casting was, I thought was really good. Alicia Silverstone, I think, out of all those people, I think Alicia Silverstone was the right choice.
She's great.
I couldn't see Lauryn Hill as Stacey Dash
Yeah.
because Lauryn Hill's, oh gosh, how do I say this without sounding racist? She's
cool in a
Yeah.
different way.
yeah,
And
I'm not going to say, but you get my gist.
a bit of
You
the
know what I
over
mean?
over the
I
topness.
don't believe that Lauryn Hill would live in LA.
I don't believe that Lauryn Hill would squeal wearing a crocheted hat on the freeway.
I don't believe that she would speak like that. But
Okay,
hey,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
she can act. I've seen her in
Yeah.
one movie and listened to one album of hers, and that's basically all she's done. So anyway,
She would have had a very different career too if she'd done this.
yeah, she would have been more of an actress, maybe.
I think Sister Act 2 is a great choice for her though.
Yeah, no, she's great in that. Anyway,
It was called a sleeper hit of that summer.
well, I think that it is. It does have the cult following now. Like its budget was 12 million, which I think is pretty small,
Yep.
and it made like nearly 90. So good.
I also read that its opening weekend, it was second at the box office. Behind
Braveheart.
No,
I don't know, Babe.
no, something.
Oh, that could have been almost right.
No, something actual big.
Oh,
It's over
like Usual Suspects.
It's over here on my other screen.
Okay, cool. I'll just keep
Well,
talking.
what
while
else
you're
is in
doing that.
1995?
Babe, Apollo 13.
Apollo 13.
Oh, there you go.
So its opening weekend, it took $10.5 million.
Decent year of movies.
So it was in the number
1995.
2 spot behind Apollo 13,
Well,
which
that's
is a fair
alright.
spot to be in.
Because also, like Fox said,
Guys won't go.
guys will go to see Apollo 13 though.
Yeah.
So
But girls probably
and,
not.
And girls spend 20 cents on the dollar because that's what they earn compared to
yeah.
men. God, we sound offensive. This is all tongue in cheek.
But also kind of based on fact.
Yeah.
The
well,
earning bit. The
Fox
earning
said
bit.
it themselves.
Yeah.
I don't want to piss off Fox, but
Because, well, you're pissing off the D production company. I'm not going to say because then it'll get flagged and then one of their lawyers might get it.
I thought you meant like D grade.
No.
No.
The D production company.
Yeah. So I think it's
Was
cult
good.
hit.
Yeah.
Cult hit. And I think it's the cult things that are stuck are the phrases and the dialogue and the fashion. I think that if you ask people about Clueless, they would say little quotes and talk about the fashion.
That
and,
yellow plaid number.
Yeah, and not the storyline.
Yeah, we'll get into the storyline in a sec. It is very based on Emma, the storyline.
Yep, that's what ChatGPT told me.
Any awards of note?
No.
Okay.
No major ones. It won MTV People's Choice Young Artist Awards.
Did they get slimed at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards?
No, I don't think that was a thing yet. I don't know actually. But it was like I did a quick thing of MTV Movie Awards, and it won, Best Female Performance, Alicia Silverstone, but she didn't win Best Comedic Performance.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was odd. And then, favorite movie, summer hit, whatever things they make up to give things awards.
Oh yeah, because they don't really have standing categories. They just
No, it's like the Razzies. Sometimes they put things in there because something funny happened.
yeah. So the movie starts with a 90s girl punk-ish rock cover of Kids in America, which is what they are.
They are Kids in America. Let's go, the music go round. La, 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 la.
The voiceover, I was like, oh, do we need the voiceover? And then by the end of the movie, I was like, I don't need the voiceover, but Amy Heckerling does. It leans
to explain them.
the
plot.
It leans very heavily on the voiceover the further we go through the movie, which I did not like.
I reckon I know your favorite bit. I'm in love with Josh.
Oh.
Doi.
She says that out loud though when the fountain goes off.
Oh, whatever.
And I know that, it was a bit of a piss take of whatever, but I didn't like it. So her and Dion are friends.
They are friends.
Because they're both popular and they know what it's like for people to be jealous of them.
I mean, that's what makes friendships.
Yes.
Mutual jealousy.
And they're both named after famous singers who now do infomercials.
Yes. And I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, poor Cher.
And
they're both still relevant. I'm sorry.
I've written a bunch of notes about...
Stacey Dash isn't, but Dionne Warwick is.
Yeah. And Cher is. And Alicia Silverstone is?
She's now because it's the 30th anniversary of Clueless.
Yeah, okay.
So they're all relevant again.
Yeah. And Donald Faison's still relevant because he's doing a podcast.
Oh, is that still on?
I don't know. It's your podcast.
I stopped listening because they stopped really just talking about Scrubs and then just started talking about themselves.
Like the first 15 minutes of this episode about Clueless.
Yeah.
I've written some notes on the story, but it's basic to use a 2000s Valley Girl term.
Yeah.
It's basic.
It's basic.
And the first 15 minutes is just like her explaining to the audience through voiceover that she's popular.
Yeah.
And I have all these clothes and I have a computer program that will dress me.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
it's been 30 years.
Where is that?
Where is that? Like, it's not even an app on your phone.
No. Get on it.
Are Paramount or whoever, like, owning it and they're not going to release it? Like, it's a patent or something?
Why would they not release it though?
I know. I could, but I wouldn't use it.
I wouldn't. I don't put that much thought into what I wear.
I think it's more that I want, is it the Jetsons? Where it actually dresses you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that she's doing it on a touch screen thing, but it's just a computer.
Yeah.
that has Windows 95, and then it shoots to her touching it, and you see it be like, pressing the screen.
Yeah. And it's not pressing.
Uh.
I didn't like the voiceover. The more it happened, the less I liked it.
Did you not like the? Did you not like that it was there, or did you not like how it was done, or did you not like that she didn't do it well?
I generally don't like voiceovers because I think they're lazy. And I also didn't like how it was used because it was used heavily in the opening and heavily in the ending, but not as equally spread across the movie. It was just like, how am I going to? She can just tell
She
the
can
audience.
just tell us, yeah.
She can just tell the audience that she's perturbed.
She's whatever word they made up for perturbed.
Yeah.
Or did she actually say perturbed?
I don't know. Perturbed is a
Sporadically.
reasonably fancy word.
Sporadicus. Sorry, that was funny.
Spartacus. Yeah.
Sporadicus.
So she lives with her dad, who's a lawyer, rich, spoilt. There's no mum around. She has a friend up the street who is on and off dating Turk, who has braces.
She drives, but she shouldn't.
She drives,
she's
but
bad.
she shouldn't. So all of the entitled LA girl thing, which was done for comedy. And you wrote in your notes you don't like her.
Nope.
And I also didn't like her, but she's not a character from reading then what Heckling wanted to do with the movie. It's not a character you're meant to not like.
Well, that's what I couldn't understand by the end of it. Like, but also, that's when I think I'm like, this movie is not made for me. That's like the men who didn't like Barbie. It's not for you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not meant to relate to her. I just find her like selfish and insufferable. And by the end of it, it's like, am I meant to feel sorry for you? Because I don't.
But I think that's a failing of the writing because in the novel Emma, as you go through from the 3 chapters I read and the movie that I watched, as you go through, I think you're meant to be like, oh, come on, Emma, he's right there.
You're meant to want them to get together. But I don't want them to get together because they're stepbrother and stepsister.
And this is not Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
And
whereas I'm fine with that. Because they're more attractive.
But this is one of the things. So story-wise, like we've already kind of said most of the story. She has to matchmake the teachers so she can get her grades changed.
Yeah.
And then she makes over Brittany Murphy, tries to matchmake Brittany Murphy with Elton so that her newly created popular friend can have an equally popular boyfriend.
Yep.
Even though she's clearly in love with the stoner. But doesn't end up with him, which I wanted at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I wanted Ty and Travis to get together.
Yeah, because they're meant to be. I got confused because earlier on, before we even met Elton or knew his name or he said any words, he was sitting behind her in class and then they were getting like test results and he was like touching her on the shoulder and then like
Kissing
hugging
her
her
on the
and like
cheek.
kissing her on the cheek. But then 10 minutes before that, she's like, I would never date a high school boy. But then it looked like they were dating, but then they weren't dating. I was a bit confused.
I think that is him being into her and trying to get connected with her.
Yeah, but as if.
Yeah. But
he's a better class
but that's from
of
his side of
but
things.
shrug him off like he did that other guy, but not as aggressively.
But
it just didn't make sense to me.
He is popular. You're right. He's a better class of guy.
Well, I think then later she does say, if you are going to date high school boys, they're the only acceptable ones. When they're doing that typical American new person showing you around the school,
And
like
showing
Mean
the
Girls,
cliques.
here's where everyone sits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is the most attractive of that group of popular boys.
Yeah.
Then, so that's the story. And then all of a sudden, she's in love with Paul Rudd and tells us about it.
Yeah. You know what I was hoping or expecting? Maybe that's it. Because obviously there are a lot of similarities with this and Mean Girls.
Yep.
And mainly the I'm going to make over the new kid
Yes.
and then there's going to become me and I'm going to feel threatened.
Yep.
Then obviously there's like oh, yay, we're all friends. Because it's not about them getting with someone or dating someone, which is all this is about.
Yeah. Also, no one asks why Brittany Murphy's white in this movie.
Well, that's true. But she's never had
She's
had
never
straight
been-
friends before.
Yeah. I really
Her character was funny.
after this line, I thought she was not going to end up straight, Ty.
Brittany, yeah.
But it doesn't make sense for her not to be straight, I guess. Because then they're not competing for the guys. That's the point.
Yeah. But then the redhead one,
Yeah.
who I thought was like more in the movie from previous thoughts of what the movie was.
Yeah.
I thought that she was more in the clique, but she wasn't. She was just like the fourth one that kind of liked her but then hated her.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was almost that.
Yeah, that would have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to have a greater impact on the story other than just being that other bitch.
Yeah. Who was a little bit lesbianic.
Yeah. But also ended up dating Elton,
Yeah. Yeah.
who's named after the character of Mr. Elton
Yeah.
from Emma.
Yeah. I read that.
And Josh is named after the character of Mr. Knightley,
Okay.
who's not Joshua Knightley in 19th century
No.
England.
Um.
Did they? I found it really interesting. I found as a 90s movie, it could have been made in 2005 as a piss take of 1995.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was going like, did they put that in deliberately thinking that in 30 years we're going to lol because, the 90s?
Well, is it that, or is that just because it's so much of what we picture the 90s as, and that's the cultural impact it's had?
I think,
Was it chicken or egg?
but if you watch a movie made in the 90s,
Yeah, like A League of Their Own. Yeah.
yeah, a movie made and set in the 90s,
Like the... Like, saving...
not the not the Brady Bunch
Like
movie because
Babe.
that's like a piss take one, right?
Like Babe, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Toys...
If you watch a movie made and set in the 90s,
I'm actually struggling to think of
right,
one.
you don't look back on it and go, 90s. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this,
Yeah,
you
okay.
watch it and you go, as if you're like, I remember the 90s. Whatever, I remember the 90s.
And then that's very much like if you compare this with John Hughes movies, they're very, the 80s.
Yeah.
They just seem very 80s.
So maybe that's a teen movie thing of when you make a teen movie. When I guess teens are the trendsetters and the champions of the current slang. Like I was joking, the weekend we had last week was the weekend of 6-7, which you don't get because you don't have anything to do with Gen Alpha. But anybody
Thank God.
listening that does will have just cringed at hearing me say that.
The only thing I have in connection is to Gen Alpha is that
You
I
have a niece.
constantly have the K-pop Demon Hunters song stuck in my head. Thank you to my friend who is not Gen Alpha, but he loves it and just sends me reels
Have you
about
watched
it?
it?
On a day. Yeah, I've watched it.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later in a Two Drink Cinema episode.
Well, then I think, so, yeah, okay. So then they're going to make a movie now that's set in the 2020s about teens, and they're going to be walking around with all the Gen
Saying
Z
it's
slang.
Sigma and it's
no cap and
skibbity
skibbity
and-
toilet. And,
yeah. And someone
and
has
then
Riz.
somebody's going to watch and be like, this is so 2020s.
Yeah. But if you made a movie about the 90s in 2005,
You would
the
make
script would be very similar.
Yeah.
The fashion would be very similar.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind
Flannel.
wrote in my
skateboards.
notes, that it was like, are they trying to make something that looks like a piss take of the 90s and will look like that in 30 years?
Yeah.
The script,
Yes. I think that the script story like we've said, basic. The dialogue is good. Like in the little slang.
I like the
It's
slang.
clever.
I liked, and I thought it was cleverly written, how she puts the big words in.
I didn't like that. Maybe because I didn't like her and she was just doing it to seem smart where she's not.
Well, I think that is the reason, but I liked how it was written.
Okay.
So I think maybe that's the writer nerd side of me liking that.
Yep. Okay.
Whereas you didn't like the character, and that was an element of her character.
Yes. There weren't many characters in this I did like, if I'm being honest. Maybe there was one or two.
Turk's not likable.
No.
Yeah.
My favourite character was Ty.
Yeah, she was funny. Her accent was good.
Yeah. Brittany Murphy. What could have been?
Farley.
She was great in Happy Feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She can sing.
She can. She did on the couch to a Mentos commercial in this.
She should have been in Sister Act 2.
The Love Boat.
Imagine that.
Now I
Brittany
really want to
Murphy.
watch Sister Act 2.
Brittany Murphy steals another role from Lana Ubach. Do we need to go through any more of the story? Because
I
there's
think
not
we've covered it.
much to
You know
go through.
what So, you know, when she's doing the makeover, or not the makeover, she's setting up Princess Bride and the teacher, the
Yep.
guidance counselor who also teaches a class.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
But like RuPaul didn't teach a class in Brady Bunch.
She may have. We just didn't need to see that scene.
Okay.
Because
Did she
also
come back
in
for Brady Bunch too.
because also in American schools, I'm thinking Teen Wolf, the lacrosse coach is also the economics teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think maybe in not the huge schools.
It's a ridiculous. I'm basing my knowledge of American schools on Teen Wolf.
Well,
They're so gay then.
where
Teens are, like American schools are
Yeah.
so gay and hot.
I will be disappointed if I go to an American high school and it's not full of twinks. That sounds terrible. Do not clip that out of the podcast, please.
Makes you sound.
I have a working with children check.
I was gonna say.
Okay?
I was gonna say. Don't clip that. You'll end up on a list. There were some great lines that I liked, and the redhead one. What was her name? Brandy?
Mia? It's over here on my other screen.
Not Brandy. Not Marsha.
Not
Marcy?
Marsha. Amber.
Okay, it was way off.
Oh, do you know who else auditioned for the role of Amber? So I said Sarah Michelle Gellar
You did.
was offered the role but turned it down due to her commitments on All My Children.
Oh.
Zoe Deschanel auditioned.
Ooh. Yeah, I think she would have been good in that, actually.
Yep.
She would have been about the right age.
Well, Brittany Murphy was 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had
That's
to have a
good.
parent or guardian on set.
Ooh.
Terrible dye job that it can just wash out in the bath.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess it has to be a quick makeover. The other thing of makeovers, I fully expected the cliche of the makeover for the guidance counselor teacher to be fully hot once they took her glasses off. Yeah, I thought. But also, as someone who knows teachers,
Yeah, okay.
I know,
As someone who's done a makeover. Yeah, yeah.
as someone who knows teachers, if a student came up to a teacher and reached for their hair tie and their glasses, they would be having a meeting with the principal.
Yeah, but Miss Geitz, what's her name?
Yeah, something like that.
Laura Geitz, she's odd and doesn't quite understand anything that's going on.
And also, I guess it's those girls. It's that, people like them so they can do those things.
Yeah. So they're making over, they're doing the matchmaking.
Yeah.
And that is to serve her. And then Paul Rudd says, You're selfish. And I said, correct.
Yep.
And then she decides to take Brittany Murphy under her wing. For what
Yeah.
intent?
To try and do some good that isn't for her benefit.
So she is then trying to impress Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Or
but
just
she doesn't realize it.
Yeah, okay. That's true. Okay. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
also, Dion basically calls her selfish too.
Well, she says, would you call me selfish? She goes, no, not to your face.
yeah, which is a great
Dion
line.
has some great lines. And then the other one, what's it, Amber?
Amber.
She says when they're doing tennis, and she says, my doctor says I can't have anything where balls fly near my nose. And then she said, well, there goes your social life. That's a great line.
There's a lot of sex jokes in this movie, more than
Yeah.
I expected.
Especially for somebody that's hymenally challenged.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines was she says a quote from I think she says a Shakespeare quote. And D goes, "Oh, that's a really good quote. Did you come up with that?" And she's like, "No, it's a famous quote from Cliff's Notes."
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
So after Paul Rudd calls her selfish, she kind of reflects on her life, but then also enjoys the popularity of matchmaking the teachers gains for all the other students.
Yeah.
Until Brittany Murphy comes along in the worst PE lesson I've ever seen since Hairspray's dodgeball moment.
The original hairspray.
The original
yes.
Hairspray. Imagine lining up for 20 minutes to hit 2 tennis balls, get told you're shit, and then go to the back of the line.
But also, there's one person hitting tennis balls and there's a tennis ball machine.
Yeah.
Just get another couple of kids to sit at the end of the court
Yeah.
and hit tennis balls to each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, this isn't about PE. But then I also found it interesting that the lesbian PE teacher, gym teacher.
Person, they don't say lesbian.
Okay,
They say
same-sex oriented.
person whose interests are same-sex oriented.
Yeah.
Which is actually a very inclusive term.
It is.
So well done on that.
Then she goes and said, I got a better grade in gym because I complained that a boy broke up with me. I was brokenhearted, so she upped my grade. Didn't quite make sense to me.
Well, maybe
she was
she's
just like,
preying
boys
on
are terrible.
Yeah, boys
Men
are terrible. Men are terrible.
Yeah.
She's trading on that stereotype, I guess. It's a bit odd.
Yeah. I don't know.
She then, what I found odd was in a couple of the reviews, plot summaries that I read, they said they have no positive feelings for each other, Paul Rudd and Alicia Silverstone. And I'm like, no, they do though. Like they get along.
They're banter.
Yeah.
But they banter like brother and sister.
Their banter is not, I fucking hate you banter.
No.
It's like,
it's repartee.
Oh, lol. Oh, you're putting a bit of weight on. Oh, your head's grown. Like, it's funny. And then the
line of
will
your
sit
head's
on the
grown,
couch.
It's caught up to your mouth, which I only then worked out later was saying that he had a big mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I get it now. Thank you. Thanks for explaining that at the dinner table.
And then but they're happy to sit on the couch together and eat popcorn, or even though she wants to watch cartoons and he wants to watch the news. There's no hate for each other, really.
No.
Or if there is, it's not particularly well written.
No. I also don't think I wouldn't have picked that Cher Horowitz is a fan of Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
But she is. So maybe I judged a book by its cover.
But I also think that she tries to then say that Ren and Stimpy is really deep. But Beavis and Butthead I don't think is a show you can say that about.
No.
So she's not watching it to try and find some meaning in the cartoon like she says she is with Beavis and Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah. I don't know. Are we near the end? The thing I think it's lacking.
We can be.
We can be. The thing I think it's lacking is as the movie was going on, I was expecting more of then she would have some sort of
reflective moment.
Yeah. when it was then turning that Brittany Murphy was almost turning into her,
Yeah.
like Mean Girls. And I was expecting maybe I should be better. But then that didn't come anything from that didn't work out. And then it was just like, I'm in love with my stepbrother.
I can't remember, and I didn't write it in my notes, why she decided to do a makeover of her soul.
Well,
Oh no, that's when she realized she was in love with Josh. She was like, well, I have to be a better person
yeah, to get with Josh.
to get with Josh. But
Yeah.
then I was thinking, but her change isn't why Josh falls in love with her. Josh is already in love with her. And so her change of character is pointless in a
She know that
story
at that
sense.
point?
No. But we know because when she goes to the party with Christian, Paul Rudd's like, oh, jealous, I better go. And the
Yeah.
dad's like, I know they're in love.
Yeah, the dad gets it and he's barely paying attention.
And he's barely there. And he is obviously in love with Cher to us, but she is clueless.
Yeah. Yep.
And then she decides to make a change. But the change, like, and this is a thing in romance movies, which this has rom-com elements to it. The thing is, you need to completely change your personality and go from wearing normal clothes to wearing black leather, and you have to curl your hair in order for a boy to fall in love with you.
Tell me about it, stud.
And that's not what happens in this movie. She changes herself, but Paul Rudd just pashes her anyway because she gets called a dumb blonde shopping girl. Paul Rudd doesn't even mention that she's done the beach fundraiser with giving them the skis and the designer outfits.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to care. He was always in love with her, which makes that bit of her character arc not much use.
No, that's what I didn't fully understand. But also, why? Why and how? I have a question for you, Lee.
Okay.
When did you clock that Christian was same-sex oriented?
When they were at the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones gig / party,
Yep.
and he came flouncing back to her.
I picked it at this point. Hagsville. That's when I was like homosexual.
Who said? Did he say that?
Christian said that about Amber,
Oh,
who maybe is somehow relevant to the story considering how much we've mentioned her now.
no.
Like, and he just in the Hagsville. I'm like, no. That is not 90s straight guy slang. That is a homosexual.
Yeah. And
then he went to the bar and was flirting with the bartender.
and then he fully turned his back, and that's when Paul Rudd realised.
Yeah.
When he was fully dancing with that other guy instead of dancing with Cher. And then he brought over the movies because he's obsessed with
Tony
Curtis.
And
so
also,
brought over Some Like It Hot and Sporadicus.
if you're watching Some Like It Hot and then Sporadicus, that's like a nearly 6-hour movie night. That is what the fuck. And so did they watch Spartacus after Some Like It Hot? Because then he put up with a lot. Like,
But they only made it to the scene where he is in the baths.
Yeah. When Laurence Olivier basically hits on Tony Curtis.
Yep. And I remembered, and we've reviewed it on Two Drink Cinema. I remember how...
Antoninus, singer of songs. Oh.
But I also remember how... I can't think of the fancy word. Sticking out Tony Curtis's accent is in Spartacus.
Oh, yeah. Because it's so
Sounds like ties.
American. yeah. Everybody else is not.
Yeah.
But I also want to know when what's Turk's name?
Murray.
Murray doesn't fit. When Murray realised
Does
that
Donald fit?
no. That Christian
gay.
was a cake boy,
Yeah.
a disco dancing Oliver
Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde reading Streisand ticket holding friend of Dorothy. And I listened to it a few times and I was like, is this offensive or is this hilarious? I can't pick it. Like, it was somewhere in.
It's in character for him
Yeah.
because he keeps calling her woman,
Yes.
but then has one line of street slang is an increasingly valid, acceptable thing,
Yeah.
and not all of it is misogynistic. He has that one little line of like trying to explain away his sexism.
Yeah.
The freeway scene, which just happens just after that.
Which is irrelevant.
I was going to say, is it necessary?
No, it's not.
No.
Also, we're kind of all over the place. Speaking of cars, that's my segue.
Yep.
Does she get her license?
It also irrelevant.
But it seemed like such a big thing for her to get her license that I wanted her to get her license.
But failing her license doesn't seem to have the impact on her that you would think it is for the level of scene that it was.
Yeah.
Like, she's not like, oh, I didn't get my license and Christian's gay. Maybe I need to change myself.
Yeah. Maybe it's not that important and I should just do something for my other people. You know?
That is connected. Like the raising the money and the taking the goods for the beach is relevant and there is a connection, but I just didn't feel it was very strong.
No. Look, I
Didn't like
it's
it.
okay.
Nah.
I just was like, you meant if this was made for as like a teen movie that young women are watching,
Yep.
are they meant to take something away from this? Are they meant to be like, oh, yeah, I want to be like Cher, or oh, I should be a better person? Because I didn't really get that. And I was just like, what was the point? Am I meant to like her because I don't?
Well, I think it is just an entertainment movie. It's not heavy on the themes, and not all movies need to be. But I also think as an entertainment movie, it has failings in the writing for me.
It does. I think it drags a bit.
Yeah.
Not drags a bit. It doesn't kind of tie everything up for me.
It would have worked better as a sitcom. It did become a sitcom.
Yeah.
Afterwards, there was the spin-off sitcom. I wonder if the sitcom had as much voiceover as the movie, because I really didn't like the voiceover. Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't like voiceovers in general?
Generally, I think they're more often used on a lazy side of things than a good side of things.
Okay.
But also, I think they should be used sparingly, but also used consistently. And it wasn't in this movie.
Yep.
Or used as a la Forrest Gump. Forrest is telling us his story
Yep.
for his whole life.
Because he's just on the bench talking to people.
On a bench talking to people, and we get the scenes. That is something that that's a story device that makes a voiceover make sense. There's no reason for there to be a voiceover in this movie. There's no within the story reason for there to be a voiceover in this movie, other than it's based on a book that would have all of those things written down in it.
Is Mean Girls voiceovered?
I don't think so from memory.
There are bits of it that are voiceovered. But is the whole thing? Wow. Why can't I remember?
Well, because you haven't watched it 100 times.
Because there's sometimes like, blah, blah. No, there is voiceover.
Okay. I'm not a huge fan of voiceovers generally.
We'll have to do Mean Girls.
So after the movie, there was a spin-off television series, which Alicia Silverstone and Paul Rudd were too big for by then.
Because he was on Friends by then.
But most of the other cast, when she was ready for Batman and Robin.
Oh, and then you can't go any better than that.
No. But most of the other cast crossed over, and Rachel
John Edward.
Blanchard replaced Alicia Silverstone.
Okay, do I know her?
No, I don't know her off the top of my head. This one I also found, right? In October 2019, CBS said they were going to be making a drama adaptation
Okay.
of the film,
Right.
not a dramatic extension of the comedy TV series.
Yep.
And it was going to be, what does Dee do when Cher goes missing?
Right.
Alicia Silverstone
Okay.
is said to be reprising the role of Cher.
Is she not missing?
I don't know.
Wait, does she go missing as a 50-year-old?
Well, this is all I know, right? Deadline described it as, I'm going to read this word for word. I got to take a big breath because this is one long sentence.
Great.
Described by Deadline Hollywood as a baby pink and bisexual blue tinted, tiny sunglasses wearing oat milk latte and Adderall fueled look at what happens when the high school queen bee Cher disappears and her lifelong number 2 Dion steps into Cher's vacant Air Jordans.
What? So Alicia Silverstone's not going to be in it because they're still at high school.
Yep. Baby pink and bisexual blue tinted, tiny sunglasses wearing oat milk latte, Adderall fueled,
So
Air
that's
Jordans.
current.
None of that fit
90s.
Alicia Silverstone's current age.
Or the 90s.
No.
They didn't have oat milk in the 90s.
No.
They had bisexuals and Air Jordans
Yeah.
and probably Adderall.
Yes. But all
it's
of the
just
rest
the
of
oat
that, all of the rest of that doesn't fit with Alicia Silverstone being Cher. She's not
No.
wearing little glasses, taking Adderall. She's probably drinking oat milk lattes. But that describes Gen Z to me.
So
Not Gen X, which
that's a
Alicia
but
Silverstone
that's
is.
not an adaptation.
And
That's
it's
a
drama.
completely different movie.
And this is why it was then dropped by CBS, moved to Peacock,
Oh.
then went back to CBS,
Okay.
and they are back on track to making it. In April 2025, it was reported that the drama series is back on track for redevelopment for the streaming service, with Alicia Silverstone reprising her role. So I feel like it could be Alicia Silverstone and Dee's kids, and
Okay.
they're bi, and they drink oat milk lattes in high school.
Okay. But you know what I would watch? I would watch a Cher as an adult. Like if they did a new...
I wouldn't.
Actually, I probably wouldn't.
You wouldn't, 'cause you just said you
I
didn't like
I
the
hated
movie.
it. But I would see how that would get made if it was a Cher Horowitz as an adult, and she is a lawyer or a something.
Well, no, the thing is, she can't be a lawyer because then you are watching it thinking it ripped off Legally Blonde.
Okay, yeah,
Because Legally Blonde is a bigger movie and a better movie,
and
in my opinion.
Okay,
And so if a blonde, pretty, rich girl
yep,
became a lawyer, even if it's called Clueless, you watch it and you go, that's Legally Blonde.
yep,
Because she's actually not,
yep.
she doesn't have lawyer elements in the show, in this movie, in Clueless, the movie.
Well, she tries to.
She tries to argue things, but she actually is just
Badly.
manipulative, but also she fucks up the one bit of lawyer job, the one bit of paralegal work that her dad gets her to do.
Yeah,
And that's why Paul Rudd decides to pash her.
yeah.
That's the movie
okay.
Clueless.
Great.
What's the gayest moment when anything with Christian at the
I mean, Christian.
Mighty Boss Tones?
Christian is the gayest moment when he's flirting with that guy, or when they're watching Sporadicus, or when he's sitting on the bed with his feet up. Like,
Is the gayest part of the movie Tony Curtis in the Roman baths?
yes, it is.
And it's not even from this movie.
Yeah.
It's Christian flirting with the guys at the party, I think.
Well, I think it's the mid-90s and there's a gay kid in there. That's like good.
Yeah. Which gay icon would we cast in this movie? It's mid-90s.
Cher? Mid-90s.
Cher could have been in there somehow. Cher could have had a cameo as doing an infomercial.
Yeah, that could have been good.
Can I say a name that these days will be like, oh, no thanks?
90s.
Ellen.
Ooh. No, I'd prefer Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
She could have been the teacher.
But Ellen had the sitcom at this point.
Yeah, Rosie just had a talk show, I think.
Had come out. I don't think Rosie had come out by this point.
I don't know. Actually, no, I don't think so.
Maybe Ellen hadn't have come out by this point. It was later in the 90s, I think Ellen came out on her show.
Yeah. I can't think of any other gay icons. Maybe ones that became gay icons.
Madonna.
No.
This same year, RuPaul is in Brady Bunch movie. But I don't think there's space.
Yeah, I don't know how you fit that in.
I don't know how you fit that in either.
You could have had, I don't know, who are those people on those lists? Any of them gay icons? Kerry Russell? No.
No.
Ben Affleck? No. Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Gwyneth Paltrow? Lauren Hill?
Is Alicia Silverstone a gay icon?
Zoe Deschanel?
No, none of them.
Jeremy Renner? No.
Nah.
The other one they talked about for the dad was Jerry Orbach.
From Law and Order?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I actually
like the guy. I think he's very 90s to me.
Yeah. He's good.
I can't. That's. What do you think, audience?
But I don't know if there's a role that you could, like, you would put a same-sex attracted icon as the same-sex attracted PE teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would just, I think that would make it feel like, oh, they're just casting a lesbian cameo.
Yeah.
Which would feel a bit
tokenistic
and performative.
Yeah. They were big words for us.
Well, I'm just learning from Cher.
Horowitz.
Yeah.
Right.
Not do you believe in love after love. Not that I think Cher can't use big words.
I'm sure she can.
They just
I'm
don't
sure she has.
make...
You know what's a big word?
They don't make for club bangers.
You know what's a big word?
What?
Wagon wheel Watusi. 2 big words. All right, well...
Could we make this gayer?
I think Christian could have ended up with someone at the end. You know when they're all like, oh, we're all happy couples.
Yep.
He could have ended up with someone.
I think they could have...
Oh, yeah.
They could have made Ty bi.
Yeah.
And then one of the problems that comes up with Cher's attempted matchmaking is that she's not into that boy, but she's into that girl.
Okay. That would work.
And then...
Maybe that's in the spin-off.
And that allows for another Alana Ubach queer-coded character. Because
like in
that's
Brady
a character
Bunch.
that Ty would be into.
Yes. Because they're
like
the same
in the
person.
Brady Bunch movie. And then that would mean in two movies in 1 year where Alana Ubach plays a closet lesbian who is into one of the main characters of the movie, which would probably result in more typecasting than she may have already suffered in the 90s.
Yep.
Any queer-coded moments of the movie? Tony Curtis and the Roman baths.
Yeah, other than that. I felt like there was a little bit of, at one point, Amber, who is now the most important character in this film.
I think we've talked about Amber more than we've talked about Dee.
Yeah, we have, actually. She was like almost, I thought, flirting with a girl in like gym class or something.
I think
getting
she had a
that
little
kind of
moment.
vibe.
Yeah, she had a little moment of connection with Ty as well.
Yeah,
Which makes sense because Ty's never had straight friends.
exactly.
Where did Ty come from?
Brooklyn.
Okay.
I don't know, New York. I'm assuming
Yeah,
from the
that-
accent.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
from New York.
Okay.
I don't know why I went Brooklyn.
Overall,
It was all right. Like it's mid.
this is going to sound harsh.
I feel like it could have made its points clearer if it was trying to make a point, and that it could have been more of a life lesson kind of movie for
Yep.
Cher
Yep.
rather than the ultimate resolution for her is dating her stepbrother.
I think one difference between Emma and Clueless is Emma. This is, I think, the depth they missed. I don't think Emma is a life lesson story.
Okay.
I think Emma she's like, she's just having so much fun, just matchmaking her friends and being nice for people and being happy and bubbly and whatever, that she misses the love that's right in front of her.
That was not the point.
That's not
I
Cher.
didn't get that from this.
Yes. I think you're right that Clueless could have been a life lesson movie.
Yeah.
I think in 19th century England, the point of being a woman is to find love.
Yeah.
And the point of 90s young girl is to learn and become a better person. And that's what's missing from Clueless. Whereas in Emma, the point is finding love, and because she's just like happy, whatever, she misses that, which makes her a useless woman because she doesn't get a husband.
Yep.
That sounds much harsher than Jane Austen intended it.
Yeah, it does. It's iconic. It's an iconic movie,
Yes.
but it's not iconic because of the story.
This is going to sound harsh, but I wouldn't have been disappointed if we'd chosen a different movie.
Okay.
Well,
let's see how we go with Fire Island. You haven't seen that either, have you?
I haven't seen Fire Island.
Okay.
But because it's not 30 years of iconicness, I don't have expectations of it like I think I did of Clueless.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So, yes, Fire Island next week. Hate on us in the comments because
Please.
there are going to be Clueless lovers out there.
Please tell me why you liked this movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Please. That's what I want you all to do. I'm pointing at the camera and I'm breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, controversial.
I want you to tell me why you like this movie and what I missed about it.
It's iconic
Yeah.
for a generation of people.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn, Fire Island next week. And then we're going to have another interview, which I'm very excited about. As always, thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Lee.